because men are not taught to lead with emotion. They don't know how to deal with emotion. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. It's Ashley J's, and for those of you who do not know me, I am Ashley J. I'm happy that you're here with me today and to have another chat with you. So today's topic is Daddy, I Need You. Before we dive into this, make sure you like this video and share it, and subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell so you are aware of the next time I drop a new video. Okay, so this topic, I've been sitting on this topic for a while. I've been contemplating on how I should share it because it's a very sensitive conversation. It really is. But I've been released to talk about it. So I want you to sit back so we can start this chat. Okay? All right. So this topic came to me when I started to do research on my grandmother, my maternal grandmother. So here's the thing. I did not know my grandmother. She passed away when I was very young. And I don't have memories of her. I'll say that. I do not have memories of her. But from what I hear, she was a fantastic person. And a lot of the things that I hear about her, I can identify with myself. And it's really reassuring to know that my different creative ideas and business ventures that I've had it's not something that just popped up out of nowhere, and like I don't have ADHD or anything like that, or ADD. But it comes from her because she had her hands in a lot of different pots. So once I started to hear all of the great things about my grandmother, I was like, well, wait a minute. I also used to hear kind of the challenging things about her. And I was like, what in the world? Like, what was it? Why? Why did she go through so many emotional things? My grandmother, she was troubled. She was troubled. There were times that she's left my mom and her siblings because she couldn't take life. There were times that she was suicidal and she suffered with depression. It was a lot of stuff. And it became apparent to me that a lot of the things that my grandmother went through were things that was passed down to me and others in my family. And I was like, okay, once I heard about the depression, once I heard about the suicidal ideations, once I heard about just the troubles that she had in relationships, it made me stop and kind of reflect on my life. And I kind of seen how our lives were parallel, because some of the stuff was generational. It was passed down. But one thing became clear when I had this conversation and listened to some of these stories. One thing became clear. The Father's presence and his love is vitally important. So what am I saying? I am saying that I'm not somebody who does not have her father in her life, but there were things that I wished my father would have done, conversations that I wish we would have had that could have helped me in my journey, helped me feel more supported by him. And even trying to find out more about my grandmother, researching her, it was apparent that, or it wasn't apparent, but I found out that her father, my great grandfather, who I lived with him for a period of time. Like a couple times out of my life, we lived with him. And the side, like I can see the side that people would talk about where they had their struggles, but the side that she experienced with him, I did not have experience with. The neglect, having a father and then him rejecting you and neglecting you because he didn't understand you. That's a hurt on a whole different level. He wasn't a father that was not present in her life, not to the extent where my grandmother raised her on her own, but he was not there emotionally for her. And I started to realize how so many of us are in a place where our fathers were not always emotionally there for us. They may have done the best they could, but a lot of times, because men are not taught to lead with emotion, they don't know how to deal with emotions. So if my father was not taught how to be emotional and be emotionally accepting of the things that me, his daughter, would go through, he doesn't know how to be there to support me emotionally. So that causes an issue within me, a daddy issue within me, because some of these emotions may be things that I experience with men. I told you guys that I've had a challenging dating life. I had a challenging dating life, but it was because I did not have all of the guidance that I feel like I could have had from my father. And I'm not saying that my dating life is his fault. That is not what I'm saying. But if he could have been more emotionally present for me, then maybe some of the things that I experienced would not have paralleled my grandmother's life and her experiences. Maybe if he would have been here to talk me through a breakup, if he could have been there to tell me what to watch out for and different things with a guy, if he could have done that, maybe there wouldn't have been those times where I felt like I wanted to give up on my life because I couldn't find love or the love that I wanted. Maybe I would not have tried to give up on life when things just didn't go my way. And that was kind of how it was for my grandmother. So the role of a father, he is supposed to, yes, the father is the protector. The father is the daughter's first love. The father is someone who should be, I believe, should be emotionally there for his daughter. A father is somebody who has great influence in his daughter's life if he takes the time to realize that. That's what a father is. A father should be just as present emotionally as a mother is. For those of us who had mothers who were there for us emotionally. That is the father's role. He doesn't just fill in the gaps where it's things that he can talk about that a mother can't talk about. But I feel like he has the same responsibility as a mother does in helping to raise the emotional and mental well-being of the child, of their daughter. I truly believe that. When I met my husband and the things that he talked about and the things that I witnessed him doing with his daughter, that's what made me fall in love with him, because I saw something in him that I didn't see in my father. And it drew me closer to him. It made me want more of him. And that was something those were characteristics that I absolutely wanted to see in my marriage, because my husband is very nurturing and he's very loving. And I've seen him be there for his daughter in ways that I didn't see my father there for me. So a father should not reject his child, regardless of if he is willing to accept her or not. You cannot reject your child, because guess what? Your child is half you. You should not reject her. The rejection, once the father rejects his daughter, you put your daughter on a spiral that cannot be stopped until you start to accept her, until you start to take your claim as her father. That is something that is extremely important, because just like I said, seeing it in my own grandmother, the rejection that my great-grandfather put her into, like, he wanted nothing to do with her. Truly and honestly, he didn't want anything to do with her because he didn't understand her, and because maybe there were people that took advantage of her in some way. And because of that, he washed his hands of her. And that was the wrong move, because I've heard the things that my grandmother went through, and being called out of her name by her father. What? No father should do that. Don't call your daughter out of her name, because now you're opening up a door to make it acceptable for other people to call her out of her name, and for her to accept disrespect from men that she is trying to fill the father role with. Don't do that. It is important that you do not do that. It is important that you show your daughter love. Give her love. That is your purpose, to show love, to help structure, to help shape the woman into being a strong woman, a strong individual who can stand on her own 2 feet, who does not have to worry about the games of men, because she already peeped game, because daddy already told me about the game. Be the father that you should be to your daughter. What you imagine your daughter being, guess what? You have the responsibility of creating that. Take her on dates. Show her what to expect from a man. It is okay. Show her what not to accept. Give her the confidence that so many of us lack, because our fathers didn't give us the confidence and help build the confidence. So now we look at men to fulfill that confidence role, and for them to say, oh, you good, baby. But no, I need my daddy to tell me that, because sometimes when they say you good, that means they see something in you that they can take advantage of. I do not want to be taken advantage of. So many times I've heard stories about my grandma trying to find love, wanting to be loved. And that's how I was. I wanted to be loved because there was a void. My father was present, but there was a void in my heart to truly have his love, the full strength of his love. Areas where he felt like he couldn't touch, he should have, because maybe I would have been prevented. It would have prevented me from going down some certain situations, going into certain roles, and being certain things for people. So show your daughter love. Do not destroy her emotionally. Don't destroy her mentally. Depression is a mental illness. And the result from being rejected, the result of not being good enough, the result of not fulfilling what you thought I should be, caused the depression. So think about this the next time you encounter your daughter. And because of these thoughts, because of this conversation, it sparked me to have other conversations, to set some time aside to talk to my aunts and my mom about who my grandmother was, to find out who she was so that I can document it, so that I can complete my assignment to break down these generational curses, or this generational cycle for the women in my family, where we get depressed and we searching for love and needing love and can't find love, like all of that stuff. I'm the one that's going to break it. So I am on a quest now to find out more about my grandmother. I'm looking up records because it seems like there's new things that comes out about her. So I need to find records. I need to have conversations. There's a lot that I need to do to find out about my grandma Mildred, because her life is not going to be in vain. Her life, I am going to help fulfill some of the things that she was not able to fulfill. And guess what? I know it's okay, because a lot of the stuff that she had, I got with me too. Her love for entrepreneurship, going into different business ventures, I got that too. So, yeah, I think that's it. So leave me a comment. What do you think? What do you think about the father's role? What do you think about a father's role? Leave a comment, and if you would like to have more discussion about this, or even if you got some idea about who my grandmother Mildred Walker was, head over to my site. It's ashleyj.com, and book a discovery call so we can have this conversation. Don't forget to like this video and share it and subscribe to my channel. Until we chat again, y'all. Bye.